So as Cena celebrates, Cody Rhodes comes out, and we get our preview of course, the WrestleMania main event when the final boss shows up.
Mm.
And by final boss, I mean Travis Scott. Maybe the other big highlight of this entire event, because Travis Scott is the one to come out first. He's accompanying The Rock, our hardcore champion himself. So The Rock comes out. The
Mm.
Rock and Cody are in the ring, as was advertised, but also in the ring at this point is John Cena and Travis Scott in the corner of the ring. And Travis appeared to be lighting up something. And I mean, judging by his prior appearance with Jey Uso, I think we all assumed that something was like weed until he starts like actually like what like rubbing it around himself like it was actually sage,
Yeah.
and McAfee calls it sage, so I'm willing to bet that it was sage here. Did you have any thoughts on what this was supposed to be?
I mean, I believe it was Sage, but here's the thing: like this whole segment, like The Rock entering with Travis Scott, this is when my spidey senses started tingling, Wai Ting. And I
Mhm.
was like, something's afoot. Like they they wouldn't. They couldn't, Wai Ting. They shouldn't, or should they? And then, like, yeah, like Travis Scott being a part of this closing segment is probably the most surreal thing on a list of surreal things that happened during this closing segment, man.
Totally surreal, but it's the type of like celebrity interaction that I think is going to get them that many more views
Yes.
attached to all of this. Like really, they are taking in the star power and just stacking it on top of each other, and it's acting as like sort of multipliers, right? One of the more bizarre but I think very effective things is just having Travis Scott attached to all of this. So The Rock and Cody are in the ring. Rock again reminds Cody of the order of events that he expects here. You will embrace me as your brother, and I will embrace you as my champion. He says, I want it all, Cody. I want your mind. I want your soul. And God have mercy, I need your soul. He says, if the answer is yes, then the American nightmare will live forever. But if the answer is no, then tonight the dream dies. Cody says, I want it all, Rock. My soul no longer belongs to me because I gave my soul to this ring and these people a long time ago. Cena is clapping in the background as Cody says, Hey, Rock, go fuck yourself.
Mm.
Yes. Cody and Cena embrace ahead of Mania, and Cena gives Rock a stare. And Rock makes a throat slit gesture as Cena kicks Cody in the balls. John Cena, everybody, has turned heel.
Ooh, waiting, waiting. What a time to be alive, brother. This, I enjoyed Captain America Brave New World. I've seen it twice, Way. I'll probably go a third time before it leaves the theaters. But this right here, this was cinema, man. Like, again, like Chris, and I'll give Chris credit, man. Chris has been calling a Cena heel turn during this final run for
Mhm.
months. I didn't believe it, man. Why mess up the merch, baby? But when Rock is walking to the ring and we just kind of go back and forth, cut between him and Travis Scott, and then we cut back to the ring and see Cena and Cody, I'm like, yo, this would be a perfect setup for a John Cena heel turn because it makes Cody even more of a baby face. Like, hey, I turned down this golden goose of an offer. And John Cena, again, going back to how he won the chamber match, like, hey, dog, I got to take every opportunity I can at this point. Even though I'm already a movie star, so to speak. Like I need this. I need this WrestleMania main event. I need this championship. I need to break all these records. And so I'm doing what I got to do. And yeah, like it played out perfectly. I think just kind of Cody's part, where Cody's like, yeah, man, you can't have my soul. Here's the thing, Way. I thought he was gonna say I gave my soul to Brandy. I'm a romantic at heart, Wai Ting. I thought he was gonna be Brandy Rose got my soul. Uh, but he's like, nah, man, I gave my soul to this business and these people. And then he dropped the F-bomb on the Rock. I'm like, okay, Cody, it's a little spicy right now. And then when Cena was acting way too happy when Cody said that, right? Like I'm like,
Yeah.
you can give him an attaboy, but Cena was getting way too hyped at this moment when Cody cussed the Rock out, and I was like, oh, the fix is in. Here we go. Let's strap in. And when he hit him with that kick to the lower extremities, I'm like, yes, we have finally here, Way. We have waited for years and more years for John Cena to finally turn heel. And on the way out, this man Peacemaker gives us what we wanted, and I'm here for it, man.
Yeah. Whenever the behind the curtain documentary comes out about this year's WrestleMania, I'm very interested to know if they touch on whether or not this was always the plan. I mean, Cody versus Cena, I think, has always been the rumored plan, but
yes,
it certainly I didn't think a heel turn would be attached to it.
Well, here's the thing, Wade. I think this is mirroring last year's WrestleMania. You know, the old saying, history doesn't repeat itself, but it sure as hell rhymes a lot. I think last year when they had a direction for WrestleMania and kind of took the pulse of the audience and like, okay, we got to pivot. And then they gave us something probably even greater than what they had planned in terms of, the bloodline stuff and Cody and Roman and Rock and Seth and all that. And I think this year they saw the reaction to that first Rock, I Want Your Soul promo. Well, even people like me that love this man, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, was like, that wasn't it, my guy. That just wasn't it. I think they're like, okay, we can't have that be kind of like the lasting image. Because why would Cody even accept the offer if that was your final pitch? Like, nah, my boy, you just being weird and creepy out here. And so I think, I don't know if this was the plan all the way along, but if not, it's a hell of a pivot. Because it's like, now you got me intrigued, because it's like, okay, Cena, Cody, babyface was going to be a fun match either way. And I thought, maybe we get shades of Rock and Hogan where one of them has to be a little bit more heelish in the match, but at the end of the day, they both good guys. But now it's like, yeah, you got me all the way in, because we got Cody, Devontae Rhodes, and this man Peacemaker, who is here for war, John. War Way. I just had a flashback. John Pollock popped into my vision because I'm so excited right now. But he's ready for war, not peace. And yeah, like I can't wait for that first promo. Like not even a match, just that first Cena promo where he explains his actions. This is why I did it. I did it for The Rock. I'm ready for a way.
It's funny how the audience has been begging for Cena to turn heel for years, and he finally does it at the moment when we love him the most, right?
Yes.
When he's about to leave, right?
Long-term booking.
I'm willing to bet that like as soon as The Rock appeared, that this would have been the plan, because I can't see like him saying "I want your soul" without like a big payoff to it, and this I imagine was always going to be that. And if it is, man, this is a hell of a direction. Again, I didn't think it was going to happen. Just thinking how difficult it would be for the audience to boo John Cena, and that still might be an issue. But if done well, I think audiences will be agreeable and get into a story, especially if now teaming up with final boss Dwayne Johnson.
Yes,
so
that's another layer to this, because we know the history between Rock and Cena, and the fact that these two are on the same page, ostensibly to hold down the current generation. Like that's some good storytelling beats right there. And then the other thing, Way, that really hit me with this closing segment, man, is like Cody Rhodes. I've said for years, like, is he the greatest in-ring worker in the world today? No. But I think what he is one of the best in-ring storytellers. Like he can tell you a story. Like I'm thinking about, even that Kevin Owens match last month. Like he told you a story throughout that match. So like imagine what he and Cena can put together. Like it's gonna be amazing, and a hell of a way to close out WrestleMania this year.
Going to be outstanding, yeah. And maybe just to kind of talk about maybe some of those other sort of like storyline parallels between The Rock and Cena. Cena, of course, in the feud with The Rock, had criticized Dwayne for being a part-timer, only showing up partially. You even had much of the roster criticize Cena for that exact sort of hypocrisy yesterday. Cena, at this point, rather than, I guess, address it, he's embracing it, and he has now embraced the role of being the Hollywood part-timer. Giving us a new Team Hollywood here, between like a new Mega Powers, if you will, of maybe with Dwayne Johnson and John Cena. So what a scene here, and Travis Scott. How could we forget?
Yes, yeah.
The
that
key
to me
to
was
it
the
all.
funniest part of this. Like Travis Scott, along with these two, it very much gave Dennis Rodman hanging out with the NWO vibes, and I loved it.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just anticipating like what Cena's reasoning will be. Of course, like when we look at what's on the surface, all these things that The Rock has, the person who is closest to The Rock's level is John Cena. He's in
Yep.
all these movies already. Like, what more could he want? Well, I guess you always want more. And it could be a WrestleMania main event. It could be a seat on the board of directors.
Mm-hmm.
It could be his own version, his own Hobbs and Shaw. Um, what's his character's name?
Cena.
Dom's brother? What's
Oh, shoot, yeah, yeah. He's Dom's brother in the Fast and the Furious. Jacob.
Jacob? Yeah, yeah. Hobbs and Jacob and Hobbs.
Jacob and
Do you
Hobbs.
not want to see that? Come on. I don't know if I want to see that, to be
Uh,
honest with you. Um, Vin Diesel needs to come in to save Cody. Clearly, it's
yes,
the only hope.
well, that's what the whole Rock Vin Diesel feud. It's all been building to this moment.
Yes, yes, it has. So I didn't even finish the segment here. So the beatdown
No.
continues. Cena, the gold Rolex. I think this is from Cody. Gold Rolex suddenly appears on the ground, and the significance of this, of course, is just to kind of take everybody back. Cody had given, I believe, the participants of the four the tag team main event last year all gold Rolex watches.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Rock revealed this. Now, it was never answered what The Rock gave back to Cody in that segment on the night after WrestleMania. Could he have given back the gold Rolex, and could it have been currently in Cody's possession? Anyway,
Mm.
maybe that this was actually a reference to that. Maybe this will all kind of play itself out. But Cena picks up this gold Rolex and starts hitting The Rock with like a set of brass knuckles. So we await the gold Rolex
Yes.
knuckle shuffle coming up as part of his repertoire.
I gotta wait. I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong on these microphones. I feel like the apologies should be as loud as the disrespect. And on the Kings of Sport a few months ago on Nefarious, after the first Raw on Netflix,
Mhm.
I was very vociferous and like, man, Final Boss Rock is dead because of his performance that night, where it was 100% corporate Dwayne, and then we didn't have anything following that to lead us to believe that they were coming back to this character. So I'm like, man, you wasted a great character, Dwayne. How could you do this, Dwayne? But nah, man, like silly me, waiting to doubt this man, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, perhaps the greatest actor of our time, because he knew he had that final boss card in the back pocket. He was just waiting for the right moment to play it. And damn it, if this segment didn't just hit.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's interesting to think about like what was like. I wonder if they will push this as if The Rock. If you remember, The Rock on NXT said the final boss always has a plan, right? Or The Rock
Mm-hmm.
has always has a plan. Did he truly know that this was going to be the destination on that Netflix show? Like, did like are we giving them that much credit?
No, I
I
am
don't
not
think
as
so
much as I
either.
love Rock. No.
Yeah. So Cody at this point is busted open, and Cena is just choking Cody with a tie. He is Jacob Toretto in his first
Mm-hmm.
appearance in Fast and Furious here. So
I think a notable thing about Cena in this beatdown way is Cena doesn't say anything. There's no trash talk. It's just violence and physical action.
he's a machine. He's the
Yeah.
prototype.
Yeah, and just the look in his eyes when Rock gave him the throat slash motion, just kind of like it wasn't this. I get to do what I want to do. It was this kind of resignation, like, hey, got to do what I got to do, kid. And then he proceeds to beat this man down. And so, again, man, that first promo from Cena following this is going to be a must see moment, because what's the rationale behind this, John? Why did you do it, John? Is it just for another title? Is it just for the fame? Why did you do it, John Cena? That's what the people are clamoring for now. So yeah, I was already excited for Cena, Cody, but this takes it up to a whole nother level, man.
I wonder. So again, like the rumor is Roman is somehow involved with Punk and Rollins.
Yeah.
I wonder if Roman fits better in all of this, though. Like he and Cody have already established a relationship, and who do you bring back to help you against the final boss? Than Roman Reigns, his own cousin. So
And then on both sides of the aisle, you would have two teams made up of these stars that went to war at multiple WrestleManias.
yes, absolutely. and people, most of which have been in the Fast and Furious universe.
Yes, we
So
just got to get
again,
Cody in there now.
Vin Diesel versus Travis Scott being our sort of a side feud, ringside with these managers. So anyway, The Rock closes the segment. He's whipping Cody Rhodes with his own soul, the weightlifting belt that has his dad's death date on it.
Mhm.
Travis Scott even gets a shot in here. um, a receipt coming for Travis Scott, I'm sure, at
Yes,
WrestleMania.
yes.
So anyway, this is the closing scene, and what a closing scene
Mm.
to what I thought was a very entertaining and a very newsworthy Elimination Chamber event.
Yeah, this was. I saw somebody on Blue Sky, like, and I echo the sentiments. It might have been Phil Lindsay, but it's like, yeah, this was some Dusty Rhodes ass shit right here. Like,
Oh
this
yeah,
was, a Dusty Rhodes tribute if I've ever seen one. And just the look of The Rock's face when him, Cena, and Travis Scott are walking back up the aisle, just the look in his eyes, man. It's like, yeah, like I don't, again, Way, I can't give them enough credit to say this is what they knew they were going to be. This is the place they knew they were going to be at back when that first Raw debuted on Netflix. But whenever they got the plan in motion, the plan is fully engaged now, and I'm excited to go along for this ride, man.
yeah, it's going to be a massive, massive WrestleMania. I mean, not only is the star power already there with Cena and Cody, with the storyline attached to it, with Dwayne
Mm-hmm.
attached to it, and who knows who else attached to it. It makes it now novel just from even a storytelling perspective because we're getting healed John Cena on the biggest stage possible.
Yes, and
And
and here's another thing, Way that I'm thinking about, like why this makes so much sense. Because another thing people have been talking about is how long can Cody Rhodes maintain this babyface momentum? And
mhm,
I feel like, and this is no shade to the day-to-day current roster of the company, but outside of Roman, it's like, is there anybody you believe is going to beat Cody Rhodes right now? Like not Kevin Owens, not AJ Styles, none of these cats. Even though like they're all great performers, I just don't believe that they take the belt off of Cody for them.
mhm.
But when you've got Cody in there with guys like Cena and eventually in there with guys like The Rock, now I can believe Cody Rhodes' title is threatened. And
Yeah,
now that makes Cody more of a sympathetic babyface. So yeah, I think they're cooking that way.
100%. Now let's get on, like, continue on that thread. Do you think a title change is taking place
Yes,
in this match?
yes, I do. I do. I
Yeah.
think I think Cody finally gives up the belt. Like I think he'll get it back, but yeah, you can't go through all of this turning Cena heel and then having heel Cena lose his first match. Nah,
Mhm.
Cena's got to win this.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm very excited. If you like this video, consider joining our Patreon, the Post Wrestling Cafe. Multiple bonus podcasts every week, ad-free shows, and access to our full archive. Otherwise, a like and subscribe is much appreciated. Thank you for watching.